Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamertag is IRYENI, that's IRYENI, and then you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on week number 221 now, guys. I've picked out 5 new mods for you guys to check out, and perhaps add them to your load order if you find them interesting. But like always, before we jump into them, I want to remind you guys that I'm partnered with GamerSupps, which in my opinion is the best energy drink on the market. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can check out the link in the description, where you can also use the code RTD for a 10% discount on all your purchases. And also don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of some brand new mods each and every single week. Now that all that's out of the way, we can jump into this week's mods, and starting us off we have a very simple mod called the Whiterun Mine. Now the mod page reads that this adds a mine to the outskirts of Whiterun, which is the cliff behind the Pelagius farm, with ore veins that respawn every 24 hours. Consumables found inside the mine will also respawn every 24 hours, and the mine is set to a player faction ownership, which has several safe storage containers. This mine can also be used as a player home for beginning players, but it really only has a bed and a couple storage containers, so it's not really something I would settle down at the beginning of my playthroughs. The safe storage you have here is an ore storage barrel, an item storage barrel, a gem storage chest, as well as knapsack storage, and for the ore inside of the mine to actually respawn, you'll have to leave the cell and wait at least 24 hours. Once you return, everything will be back and you'll be able to mine it again. Now at first glance, a mod like this might be saying, okay, it's a little too overpowered to have a bunch of ores inside of a mine that's really close to Whiterun. You know, that's kind of broken. You'll be able to just wait outside and, you know, go back in, keep having it respawn, and really boost your blacksmith skill and be able to sell a bunch of stuff. It's completely broken, right? In my opinion though, I feel as though, yes, it could be broken if you don't use it in the right way. It could be a little too overpowered, but if the mod creator added something so simple, whether it was, you know, a level 15 cap where it stays locked until you're level 15, or maybe once you become level 20 you get to have a quest where you go out and you clear the Whiterun mine full of bandits. Let's say bandits take it over, and the Jarl gives you a message at level 20 that, hey, there's some bandits over here, go kill them, and then you can, you know, use the mine for your own personal use after. I feel as though that would be a way to make it not so broken, but I really like the way that they implement this mine in here, because going around mining in all of Skyrim is very difficult, because there's so many different mines that you have to go to. This mod, however, changes it so that whenever you go into the Whiterun mine, you're able to mine a bunch of different ores that you originally wouldn't have access to, and then you can take them back and you can smelt them down. Maybe you can make some armor if you have the right smithing materials, or you can maybe just pawn it off if you're not that great of a smith. But if you are boosting your smith, I found this to be very useful, because you'll no longer have to painstakingly craft iron daggers all the time anymore. You can actually go to the Whiterun mine, get a bunch of ores that you would have needed previously, and then instead of crafting a million iron daggers, you'll be able to craft a bunch of different items, which will gain you more experience and hence boost your skill faster. And maybe it won't be as boring as just crafting all those iron daggers, because we've all been there. We all know how boring that is to boost your smithing to 100 using that method. Maybe let's get a different method that you can actually go out to a mine, get some new types of ores, maybe more abundant, come back and help boost your smithing skill that way by making new and unique materials. So if you're looking to craft some new weapons and armor, or maybe you're just looking to boost your smithing skill without using the dagger method, then the Whiterun Mine SE is definitely a mod I'd recommend downloading, and that's why it's featured here at our number 5 spot, so I'd recommend downloading it and trying it out for yourself. Coming in at our number 4 spot, we have a really awesome animation mod called Unarmed Warfare. The mod page reads that the goal of this modification is to give the player more interesting unarmed combat animations. With this modification, you can combine your unarmed attack to create better looking combat with kicks and hits. You can hit, and then kick and hit again, or you can just kick, and hit. Now to actually perform these new power attacks, if you're doing a left attack, you'll just do a regular normal hit, and then the left power attack is a kick up with the right foot. A right regular power attack is just a normal hit, but a right power attack is a roundhouse kick, and then of course the dual power attack is a round kick with both legs. These of course look extremely badass if you have an unarmed character or you're just doing some hand-to-hand playthrough. And I've never actually thought to cover a mod like this. You know, we always go around and we cover, you know, one-handed animations, different types of jumping and slashing animations, but we never focus on the hand-to-hand movements, and that's because I don't really play hand-to-hand too much in Skyrim. You know, ever since they removed hand-to-hand from Oblivion, it's not really its own skill category in Skyrim, so I feel as though a lot of people don't really do hand-to-hand anymore. But with this Unarmed Warfare animation mod, you'll feel like an absolute badass doing some roundhouse kicks and kicking up with your right foot or jumping in the air with both of your legs to take out your enemies. It's just really fun to use, and it's a nice change of pace to combat, instead of it's just same old slash and block combat. We seem to be getting a lot of new animation mods coming out to Skyrim now, and I'm really excited what we're going to see in the future with these types of mods. So if you're playing a character whose main weapon is their fist, then the Unarmed Warfare is definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out because it adds a whole bunch of new animations that you can use whenever you're doing your hand-to-hand combat, and it makes you feel like an absolute badass with some of these new moves you can pull off. And that's definitely why the Unarmed Warfare comes in at our number 4 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading it. Coming in at our number 3 spot, we have a brand new crafting mod called Weapon Reforging. Now this mod allows you to forge 2 identical weapons into a more powerful version. And to reforge your weapons, all you have to do is find a forge and look under the material tab you wish to reforge, and as long as you have 2 identical items, the reforged variant will be available to craft, up to a maximum of +5. It's also important to note that this mod is still under development, and in the future they plan to add support for other weapon types and even DLC content. This version also includes just the vanilla weapons, which is absolutely enough because there's so much to do with a mod like this now. Now I feel as though many people at first glance at this mod would be like, yeah, just use the regular smithing area to upgrade your items. But what you can actually do, and what I did for this showcase, is I went out and I went to Fort Greymore, which is a more so bandit camp, and I went in and I cleared it completely out, and then I cleared their armory, looted all of their bodies as well, and I found a bunch of iron maces, swords, battle axes, and more, as well as found some future endgame stuff like a glass bow and an elven sword maybe, just to throw in to see if they would work, and I'm actually able to craft a very, very powerful weapon just by going through and clearing out that one bandit camp. You know, since I found, 5 maces and 8 iron swords, I was able to craft it up to a +3 version, which does some heavy, heavy damage. So you'll definitely get rewarded if you go out and you clear a bandit camp and you actually take their materials and then head back to your forge and create an even more powerful weapon. And with there being a maximum of +5 that you can do with these weapon reforges, you can have some of the most powerful weapons imaginable. Like, I'm just talking about lower level weapons now, like the iron swords and iron maces. Think about what would happen if you got up to a higher level character and you were combining Daedric maces and Daedric swords. You'd be an absolute god whenever it came to battle, and no one would want to mess with you, and that's why the weapon reforging mod is definitely featured here at our number 3 spot, so I'd recommend downloading it and transforming your arsenal for yourself. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have yet another animation mod called New Animations for Magic Casting. Now this is an absolutely amazing mod, and it's just a series of animation replacers for the third-person point of view magic casting. You know, for each different type of spell that you have, whether it be restoration, conjuration, alteration, and more, you'll have a different and unique spell cast for each type of spell that you can think of. Whenever you're casting spells like Candlelight, your character gently throws the light into the air instead of throwing it really hard like a fireball, and then opposed to the fireball, if we head over to that, your character will actually wind it up like he's going to be throwing something, and then he does actually throw the fireball itself instead of it just looking a little weird casting your arm out straight ahead. And then we can move on to some of my favorite animations in this pack, whether it be the healing spell, which has the orb that travels around you in a circle. I thought that was an amazing feature and it looks really, really cool. And then other spells that allow you to concentrate and maybe even soul trap have a new and unique animation. So you can probably tell that there was a lot of time and effort put into these animations, and I feel as though it's way better to have these than the regular vanilla animations, because all the vanilla animations felt exactly the same. You know, whether you were using fire or ice, it always felt like you were just doing the same hand motion, but this completely changes it for every spell in the game. You'll have new animations for casting it, and you'll truly feel like a badass mage, and that's why it's featured here at our number 2 spot, so I strongly recommend downloading the new animation for magic casting mod. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we have a huge remaster of one of my favorite cities in Skyrim. This is the Epic Cities Solitude mod. Now this is a large-scale overhaul for the city of Solitude, which aims to make it feel like a massive and epic historical medieval city, worthy of being called the imperial capital of Skyrim, with a heavy emphasis on the high epic fantasy style and sensibilities, which includes new architecture, more buildings to enter, new unique armors to wear, new clothing for the bards, new unique armors and weapons that you'll see other NPCs wearing in the town, new statues to see, a de-leveled armor shop so you can buy anything at any level, new music to listen to as you're roaming around the city, new readable notes that talk about the city's growth, new NPCs to talk to and do quests for, the Castle Dower courtyard's been improved, and also an Elven Garden style Blue Palace courtyard's been added as well. Now, as you can see, there's been so many changes to the City of Solitude, and I feel as though it's for the better. I really like this new setup that they have going here, and it's even compatible with other mods, such as the Great City of Solitude, which is what I showed you at the beginning when I was outside by the docks. So you can have 2 Epic Solitude City mods combined into one load order, making it the true capital of Skyrim. And I feel as though this is one of the best overhauls that I've seen for Solitude. So if Solitude's your favorite city in the game, and you maybe want to see it transformed in all of its glory, then the Epic City Solitude mod is definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out because it overhauls almost every area of Solitude and transforms it into a brand new city. And that's why it's featured here at our number 1 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading it. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be sure to leave my Twitter in the description, and you guys can follow me on there and leave me suggestions there as well. Special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.